Hey, what's up, guys? Boomer here with the Boomer Smith Podcast. That's my name, my podcast. So, Desert Island, real quick, I've got stuff to do. There's a ton of Christmas presents behind me that I need to wrap, and paper in front of me that's due in an hour and 15 minutes. But man, I gotta get this out of there though. Just the Desert Island just flows through me, and I need to share with you folks. So Michael Minard, friend of the podcast, and future guest of the podcast, I promised him that, and local filmmaker / metal god, lowercase g metal god, because there's only one uppercase G, folks. But Michael Minard sent me a text with his Desert Island items. These are items that he would take with him if he was stranded on a desert island. If you were here last week, you would have heard that one of mine is SIGs, and I'm ashamed. I'm not proud of that. But Michael Minard sent me a text with his Desert Island items. And let me give you this real quick. He sends me the text with no context whatsoever. No context. So at first I had no idea what he was talking about. The text said food, water, Camel menthol lights. And I saw that, and him and his wife Emma, they're good friends of ours. I was like, dude, is he sending me a grocery list to his wife to get him food, water, cigs? But he gets it. He understands. I know not everybody does, but he gets it. So Michael says food, water, and Camel menthol lights. Now, I used to smoke Camel menthol lights. I went through a couple seasons of smoking the Camel menthol lights. And here's a couple reasons why I am going to not totally line up with his list. Because if I was going to bring Camel menthol lights with me, that means that I'm really in like a menthol stage. And I know from being in menthol stages that it sucks when you need to bum a cig from someone and they don't smoke menthols, because you're so used to the menthol thing. So the regular cig just is missing like a thing. So my concern would be I bring Camel menthol lights on the desert island, and I get to a point somewhere where I need to bum a cig from someone. I left my pack back in my tent, and I go to bum a cig and nobody else smokes menthols. That'd be frustrating. So I want to make sure that I don't get on that menthol addiction. So I'm not gonna go the menthol route. I get it though. It sounds great. Sounds fantastic. I haven't had a cigarette in a few years, and that sounds great. Just a big fat pack of menthols. Cigs are bad, folks. I'm going to say that over and over on the show. I don't smoke. I can't smoke. My wife would beat the crap out of me and make me sleep in the garage. But cigs are bad. They are. That's why I made a podcast, so I could just daydream about them without actually smoking. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, there's that. So yes, I'm glad he's on board with me as far as bringing cigarettes on a desert island. Yeah, that we would just need to take different kinds. We need a cigarette truck with different brands. I'd be okay with that. That makes sense. So yeah, now we're talking specifics, which is what we need to be doing. This is a big deal, folks. So outside of that, he also says food and water. Now I remember this book Hatchet from grade school, and I remember it well because I think I read 2 books in like a 15-year period of my life. So I remember it well. But at the end of Hatchet, he's rescued. He was on a desert island or jungle or something, and he's rescued, and he's at, I think it said, the dinner table with people, and he's just watching them because he's been alone, all this time, and he's just watching them. And it also talks about how he had lost weight and how he would never be overweight again in his life or something like that. And I was like, okay, here's where we're at. I want that to lose weight and then have it be impossible for me to ever gain it back again. I want that. And I also want to learn how to work the land, so like I think I would maybe go like weapons instead of food, or tools instead of food, because I want to learn how to kill for my own food. I want to eat I want to eat like moose marrow, moose bone marrow or something. I saw it on a show. Anyways, though, but yeah, I want to be, super cool hunter, self-sufficient guy out there. So yeah, and plus, I just want to be jacked and in awesome shape and, eating clean. So yeah, I'm not going to bring my own food. I want to learn how to, hunt the land. I want to learn that stuff. Teach myself that stuff like he does in Hatchet. My whole survival plan is based on the book Hatchet, except I'm adding SIGs. So here we go. So we get that because I want to be, I want to be the survivalist type guy, like the show Alone. I want to be that type of a person. So I've got SIGs. I agree with you there. I wouldn't take food or water because I want to learn how to do that stuff on my own. But at the end of Hatchet too, here's something that I think is just fascinating to me is when it talks about him sitting at the table and looking around and just watching people and noticing them. I love the idea of mindfulness that Silence and Solitude can bring us. And I think that that's part of why I'm almost attracted to the desert island psychology, the whole desert island, what we're doing basically right now, what I'm doing by myself in my basement right now. I'm attracted to it because I know the health that comes through silence and solitude. Now, me, I said before, I'll say it again. I'll say it to the day now. I'm a praying man. I love the Lord, the Bible, and talking to him and, understanding him, because I think, that's how I understand myself. In those practices, for me, that's part of my silence and solitude. And I know not everyone, has my worldview or my perspective, like a biblical perspective. But I also know that there are a lot of people too that don't even, have the relationship with God that I have, but still see the importance in silence and solitude and mindfulness and just really digging into yourself through an introspective process of silence and solitude. So I love it. And yeah, thanks to Michael Miner, friend of the podcast. Merry Christmas, guys. Boomer Smith Podcast. Yeah.